Hey guys, Mr. and Mrs. Flashback here for our week video. We had a horrible weekend and now a horrible start to the week, so it's super great. There is no stress here. No problems because of it. We are doing great.
Yeah. If you're new, this is Linda. I am Cameron. Obviously a negative start to the video here, but we had a rough weekend on our eBay business, and today is now Monday. We're starting off the week. We're hoping to have a better day, and it was slow again today. Actually woke up, I think, to 4 sales, and we finished the day with 7. So if you're waking up at 7:30 or 6 o'clock, 6:40, whatever it was, to have all those sales and the rest of the day be dead, that's not ever fun on eBay. But we are going to show you what's sold. There's some cool stuff here, and hopefully tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday sales will be better, and we'll have some more to show you guys. So also, if you are a newer seller or whatever, even people like us, we usually sell $400 a day, and we don't always make it.
No.
We do sell 6 figures in total sales a year, usually on eBay for the past, I don't know, 6 years, but we are having a little bit of a slower couple weeks here. So let's get into it though. What are the numbers first?
7 sales on our main platform, eBay, for just under $340.
So we almost made it, and
we were short.
One sale came through at the end here
to bring us to that number,
to really help us get there. But let's go over what's sold. This one was cool.
This is a Nike ACG all over print camo. It's a nylon zip shirt. It's not button, it's zip.
It's almost like a water, it feels like.
And then it's got this mesh pocket on there. And then on the inside, on the back side of it, also has a mesh spot. Kind of makes me like think fishing, because like people hook the stuff on the back. But I don't know, it's just a weird,
it's different.
It's a weird design.
This one I got at a thrift store for $10. I actually saw one of my friends there randomly who's a reseller. He sells a lot of boots, but he happened to be there while his wife was at an appointment of something. I think actually at Ulta, I think it was, I was correct. And he walked in with his kids. I was talking with him and I found this and he goes, "Is that going to sell?" And I said, "Yeah, probably for about $50." And it sold for
58 and some change.
Yeah, so that was a pretty good deal there. Glad it sold. And I'll have to tell him that now it's sold after a couple months.
Then Camp 2023, we picked up this Wilson Driver head cover, and that one sold for 10 and some change, going eBay International.
I paid $1 for it, not a whole lot. This is a pretty cool one.
Yeah, this one's Elements of Government Contracting, practical advice for negotiating
government contracts.
Government contracts, there you go. And that one did sell 40 and some change.
That's from an old book buy we've had for a while. It's been up there, just listed and it's sold. So we'll take that.
Then, out of our car parts, we sold this Ford Genuine, it's that one, Focus Fuel Shutoff Switch. So I think it's for the Ford Focus. And this one actually sold for $64 shipped.
Yeah, most of our parts are
crazy.
Like $10 to $20. They're like clips and stuff. But there were a couple that have sold for a lot of money. So
yeah, that's the Ford Focus Fuel Shutoff Switch, which is probably pretty important.
Yes.
Then we have this Black & Decker Quick and Easy Plus food processor replacement stem, sold for $13 shipped.
Those always sell on the Black. And the Black & Decker doesn't sell as well when you're parting it out, but it will sell the little stems and blades and stuff. It's still worth picking up for a couple bucks.
Then another Ford switch, not as important though. This is the door jamb light switch, sold for $18.
Hey, come here. You want to be in the video?
No. I want to get...
Okay, and our final sale
is the one that put us over. It's a 2-volume set of the 1988 Mitsubishi Starion. It's a shop service manual. This one is actually very expensive. There was only 2 comps that we could find, both of them being over $150. We had someone message us though because they saw our listing for the Galant Mitsubishi Galant for the 1989 set, and he's like, but the picture says a Starion, so what's going on? So it turns out Cameron just swapped the pictures, but we don't. So we put the Galant on there, whatever. On the
that listing was made for the Galant. It just had the wrong photos in it.
Made a new one for the Starion, and we actually did it for $100 shipped because of the mistake and everything. Plus, we need the sale. We'll do it for $100 shipped, and he said perfect, and he bought it, and so that's what put us over the $300 mark.
So he probably saved $60. We got a $100 sale off the mistake. It was a mistake on my end, so again, felt like giving him a deal because he did notice it. And
this is a $700 manual buy, so these are
we've already
manuals
sold
anyways. Yeah,
probably $10,000 or $8,000, whatever it is. So anything extra is just extra. But cool sale, brings us up to a more salvageable number. We still have some time left too. We had some action on Depop. We don't know what happened with that, but That's why Depop just is so horrible. When you accept
don't like
they make an offer,
don't
you
like
accept it, and they have to go back and then pay.
if they want to do it.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
like, why, if they've set the offer, that means they want to pay that amount.
they should be bound
They
to
should
pay
just
it.
go.
Yeah, like everybody else is pretty much doing these days. But anyways, that's all we got. We're gonna get this packed up, and we'll see you guys in a second with what sells on Tuesday. Hey guys, back with sales for Tuesday. It's just me here today. Not a whole lot to show you, but we did have 6 sales for $420. Not the greatest activity on our platforms, but luckily a couple bigger sales kind of helped bring that number up. But let's get into it. First off, on Depop, one of our second biggest sale, I guess. These Harley boots, kind of see like 3-buckle heel boots here. These ones were $10 at a garage sale. They've had a lot of interest in them on Depop, like tons of likes, offers, different things. They finally sold for $58 and some change, plus the buyer paid shipping on there. Had them listed for about the same on eBay, which is free shipping, so would have been about the same either way. The person bought them, very happy with that. But again, a lot of interest from those on Depop. I think we probably had over 50 people, 60 people who liked it. So that was awesome. They sold. Then we'll get into eBay. We have the Murdoch Mystery Season 2. This is from one of our big DVD buys. It is sealed. This is one of those Acorn Media ones. It sold for $16. We had Apple TV unit with remote, the unit, and a power cord. That one sold for $33 shipped. Those don't sell really that well, the older ones. Usually want the newer ones. This is the 3rd generation. And then we sold the best item is this Alesis Quadraverb little unit right here. This is an item, an electronic item we actually got from our church. They were going to get rid of it, so we took them and we've been selling them. This one sold for $240 shipped, so that was pretty good. Then we had a Monster Jam Path to Destruction, paid $2 at an estate sale for this PS3 game. That one sold for $20. And then lastly, Mad Max on Betamax. This is Mel Gibson as Mad Max. Here's a little, what it kind of looks like, the Betamax tape there. This one came in a big Betamax buy we had. We bought the Betamax, I think for $1 a piece. Each one we bought, we had a bunch, and we sold a big lot of them for 100 and something, and then we sold a bunch individually. I think there was Sleepaway Camp, or one of the rare horror ones was on there that we had. That one sold for over 100. We sold a couple of them for 50, but this one sold for $32 shipped. We only have a few left of the Betamax. If you can find Betamax, again, you can lot them up. A lot of the common ones will sell in lots, but there are some harder to find ones that sell pretty well. So that's all we got, guys. Not the greatest day, but we made our goal of 400. Only 6 items to get there, which isn't too bad. Let's get this packed up, and we'll see you in a second with what sells on Wednesday. We have a little different clip here. These are going to be Wednesday's sales. This is Cameron. Unfortunately, this clip that we had for these sales ended up getting damaged somehow. I don't have it anywhere. I couldn't find it. I guess it got deleted or corrupted or something. So we're going to go through the sales for Wednesday. We ended up having like almost $700 in sales or somewhere around. There's a couple of really cool items I wanted to show you guys, so I figured it was worth doing this way. So you'll just see some screenshots here of, well, you'll see the web pages of the sales. So first off, we had a Bose remote sold for $16. Spent like $1 or $2 on that. These always sell, these little Bose remotes. There are better ones, but these little ones sell for about $16. We sold 2 battery rods. These are Nissan battery rods, different ones. You can see the model number there. This one sold for $24, and then someone bought this one for $21.59. Same guy bought them both. Don't know if he needed them both or what. I mean, they are different models. Maybe they still work the same, but spent about $40 on those combined. That's from our $35 car part buy. Sold a field guide to Western birds here. This is from one of our big bundles of books that we buy. Sometimes at garage sales or estate sales, if there's like, boxes and boxes of books, I'll just go ahead and buy, for $10, buy like 4, 5, 6 boxes of books if I see a couple good things and hope to find some gems. This is one of those books from there. Didn't sell for a lot, but it did sell. Sold a pair of youth Nike Jordans. These ones sold for about $45. I think they were $5 at a garage sale. They did have some marks on the toe box here a little bit, but still were a pretty cool one. And those ones again sold for $45. This was a cool one we've had for a long time. You can tell by the backdrop here, it's a little bit different of a style backdrop here. It's like just wood. This is a radio-controlled Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. Linda went back and forth with a buyer on this one. They wanted it for their son. We ended up selling it for $160 shipped. It was at $200, but it was on sale. But it sold for $160. I think I spent like $25 on it. So it took a while to sell, but it did sell. I may have been priced a little high. I think that was the problem. This was a game that surprised me on PS3, GoldenEye 007, paid $1 in a estate sale. It is one of those PlayStation Move games, but it sold for $19 and it sold in a couple days, guys. So definitely a good one to look out for. One of our Easton Press, we've sold a lot of these Easton Press. This is from our Facebook Marketplace deal. For $50, I got 39 of the 100 greatest books or whatever by Easton Press. These are like the gold gilt pages one. Very nice quality books. This one sold for $35 shipped. Most of them have gone anywhere from about 25 to as high as like 90 to 100, depending on some, like Dracula, and some of the other ones went really well. Here's a belt buckle. This one sold for $18. It's just like a little train on there. That one sold for $18 shipped. We bought an Auric XL and we parted it out. This is like the little canister one that you can kind of carry. Sold just the attachments for $25 shipped. Sylvania, a set of 3 lights here, 3 bulbs. It's actually 9. I had made the listing originally with 3, but realized 3 weren't really worth it. So then I put a lot of 9, but I never updated the picture. They sold for $36 shipped. I think I spent $5 on all of them, so that was also a good deal. This is the best item, the one I really wanted to show you guys. This is a Janja Hyena plush. This one sold for $120 shipped. My son had picked this up at a thrift store, and we had just sold this plush that he had when he was a kid. We sold it for like $60 for him shipped or something like that, $70, $80 maybe, used, and he kept the money for that. That was for him. But we were at the Savers, and he pulled this one out, and it was brand new with tag. This is from the Lion Guard show. It's not from the original Lion King. But this plush we paid $8 for, and it sold for $120 shipped. Full price sale. The craziest part was there's only one picture here. With my new MacBook, I was having some issues with not all the photos uploading. I've kind of resolved it now. But this thing sold with just one photo right here. And the person left us great feedback. They were super happy with it. Definitely the best sale of the day. And then lastly, this one's kind of messed up. Just a little DVD sold for $10 shipped. I know what you did last summer. I think I paid $1 for this. I thought it'd be worth more because it's 3 different DVDs, but wasn't worth a whole lot. So thanks for watching. We're going to get into what sold on Thursday. Back with sales for
Thursday.
How do we do? Not good.
So we had 12 sales on our main platform, which is a good number. 12 sales because yesterday we had 15. But yesterday, that 15 got us to the 700s. Today, our 15 got us to 260.
260.
Yeah, our 12 got to 260. So
just lower dollar sales. So kind of the worst day of the week. But we had a strong day on Wednesday. Pretty good day on Thursday. Made our goal. Or Tuesday. Monday was a pretty solid day. So we'll take one low day out of the 4. Let's get into it, though.
First up, this one sold last night while we were talking to you guys because it was 1 in the morning. Somebody shopping for a rare vintage Polo Ralph Lauren, a medium polo, sold for $27 shipped, and it's just got the crest on it, and then white with the navy blue.
It's like $2, I think.
Then we have this Crystal Dynamics Gex Enter the Gecko, the official strategy guide, sold for 21 and some change. Then from an old friend, she gave us a bunch of stuff to sell. This is a pair of vintage Native American Indian Chief and Chiefess salt and pepper shakers. They're cute, just a little cute couple with some bright colors on there. And that pair did sell for $20 shipped.
She had a bunch of Occupy Japan figures. Most of them are like little just men and women figures and like a piano and just weird looking stuff. But there were some salt and pepper shakers. Not a lot of them have a ton of value, but we're lotting them up in little lots. I don't even know what we paid her for those. I don't remember. It wasn't much.
Then out of one of our CD buys, we have Alejandro Guzman Libre from 1993, sold for $12 shipped.
There we go.
Then Karen was going through all those comics, and some
this
of them...
This is an old comic from the last buy we had.
This is Zap Comics, number 3, Underground Comics. It's the 3rd printing. It's a high grade. It's actually, the color on this thing is ridiculous.
It's got this little tear right there.
Yeah, and that one did sell for $17 shipped. Then we have one of our Funko Pops of the Funko Buy. This is Funko Pop Marvel's Deadpool, the Funko Pop rides. So they come with a machine or something they ride on. This one is the one with Sheriff Deadpool riding Horsey. And that one did sell for $22.50 shipped. And it is the bigger one, which we weren't thinking it was, but it is.
At least it gets it out of here and it clears out some of the space where that big Funko was.
Then out of the shark stuff, this one is a crazy one because normally we sell a bunch of them for like $20, but that one itself is the Ultra Cyclone Pet Pro crevice tool sold for $15 shipped on its own. And
Pretty
that's
good.
just a little piece of plastic right there.
That's pretty good.
Then the Camelot Frederick Lowe Alan J. Lerner piano vocal score sold for $34 shipped. Got that out of the Opera Buy.
The Opera Buy had so many good little piano books. We sold so many of them. That's great.
Then out of our fancy Easton Press books, we have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte or Bront. Sold for $40 shipped. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Then out of our He-Man pieces, we have this Webster gun in orange. Sold for $8.50 shipped.
Not a whole
for
lot.
that little guy.
But not to be outdone here by an even worse sale.
Then the 1991 Transvision Vamp. This is a cassette. Sold for $6.69. And if you know how much media mail is at $4.63,
We probably made like 75 cents on that deal.
hopefully.
It's one of
Then
those.
we got to minus the mailer and
The cassettes are on sale. Some of the old stuff is just trying to get it out here. So
Then the other day, Cameron goes, "Oh, I sold a fan remote and found one the same day." This is the one he found. This is the Harbor Breeze universal ceiling fan remote, and it comes with the receiver too. And that one did sell for $22
it's
shipped.
open box, but it's still in there. So she said she never used it. It was $2, and that sold pretty quickly. So that's all we got. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest day for us, kind of the worst day of the week, but there's still some good stuff to look out for. Those fan stuff always sell. And another Easton Press book going out. The actually Salt and Pepper Shaker sold overnight, so that was cool.
Yeah.
And then some other stuff like the songbooks we like to sell. The comic is weird. I mean, it's like a weird looking thing on there. I don't know what's going on there. They were doing some drugs when they wrote that guy.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video with what sells on Monday, this weekend.
Weekend.
Bye.